everyone, the time has come. We are going to string our ukuleles today. So this video is going to be available for you to watch anytime you need it. You're going to watch it on your own today, and Mr. Bowles, Mr. Coe, and I will be available on Zoom to help you live. We'll also be available on email to help you offline as you need. What you're going to do is you're going to watch this video, and there's going to be sections where it says pause and a direction. Pause, get the supplies out. Pause, try to string number 1. All these things are going to be giving you time so that you could press pause on your computer, do the step that you need to, and then press play again when you're ready to do the next step. Now, don't get frustrated. This is brand new to all of us. See, Luna's getting frustrated. She was frustrated with a couple of the strings. You know, she was really mad when it didn't work the first time, right, Luna? But what did you do? Well, you didn't give up. No, we didn't give up. What did we do? We paused the video, we asked for help, and we tried again. And then look, we got our ukuleles all the way done. So good luck. Press pause when you need to. Take as much time as you need. Ask as many questions as you need to. You got this, and soon you're going to have a ukulele that you're going to be able to play. It's going to be awesome. The tools we'll need for this stringing project is a clamp. This is called a saddle. It looks almost like the nut, but the nut has the ridges in it, and the saddle is just this straight piece. The strings, and a screwdriver. So if you take a look at your strings, you can unwind them. You're going to see that you have 4 strings in different thickness. The thickest strings go in the middle of your ukulele, and the thinner strings, if you can see it, go on the outside. So if you want to lay out your strings, kind of like I did, thin, thick, thick, thin. I'll show you how that looks in a second, if you can see it. We have a thin one, the thickest one, a thick one, and a thin one. So thin on the outside, thick on the inside. So the first thing you want to do is find your string, straighten it out, and tie a knot at the very end of one side of it. Doesn't matter which side, but you're going to tie a knot as tight as you can, just like this. You're going to do that to the ends of all 4 of your strings. So I'll do it again with my thick string. So check it out. I just tie it around my finger, put the string through the loop that I made with my finger, and I pull it nice and tight. Tighter the better, like that. So you're going to keep tying your strings. Just on the end, you want about maybe that much or less on the end of your knot. Once again, I'm going to loop the string around my finger, put the extra through the loop, and pull tight. That makes my knot. So once you have your 4 knots ready, you are ready to start stringing your ukulele. The first thing we're going to do before stringing our ukulele is put our saddle on. That's the thing that looked like the nut, but it doesn't have any grooves on it. The saddle is just a thin piece that goes right here on the bridge. Some of your bridges might look a little different, but you're going to notice that there's a clear line where your white saddle can go. So you're going to rest it in. Now here's something really important. The saddle gets placed into the bridge, but not glued. So you do not glue the saddle at all. The reason for this is that the saddle makes the instrument vibrate. If you glue it, it's not going to vibrate as much and the instrument won't make as much sound. So we do not glue the saddle, we just push it into the hole into our bridge. It's okay if your bridge looks different than mine. Everybody has this straight line where the saddle goes on their bridge. It just might be in different places, and you just place it in. Do not glue it. You're going to take one of our thinner strings, and we're going to put the string through the hole of your bridge. Now mine pops right through, just like this. I'm going to put it back down so you can see. So mine popped right up over the saddle just like this. If yours doesn't pop up, this is where you could take the screwdriver and just pop the string up so you can pull it like that. If you have a bridge like this that does not have holes in the bottom that you could place the strings through, you're just going to put the knot that you tied into the hole for your string. The knot's going to be what keeps it there, like this, just like that. So as you can see, the knot is underneath the little lip, but I'm not putting it through a hole like my bridge. Some of you have this type of style bridge, so you're just taking the knot that you just did and putting it through that little groove and then pulling up. If you have a hole in your bridge, like this ukulele, you're putting it through the hole and pulling it up. Once you have your ukulele string into the bridge in whatever way it goes, you're going to pull it nice and tight, and this is where we're going to use one of our clips. You're going to put the clip on the fretboard again. This time it's holding the string. So do you see how I have a lot of string to work with, which I'm going to use to string up, but I don't need to hold it with my hand, so that will be helping a lot. So this outside, the first string on the outside, is going to go all the way to the first gear that you see over here. So it's the lower one closest to the fret. There are holes in all of your tuning gears, so you're going to find the hole and you're going to put the string through the hole. So there's a bunch of string left on the outside. So see how it's through the hole of the tuning gear, but there's some string on the left, and the rest is I'm going to take my hand holding the extra string, and I'm going to take my other hand and wind the string around the tuning gear, just like that. When it gets too hard to do with just your finger, I place my other finger holding it, and that's when I start using the actual gear to tighten the string. You are going to want to use your finger to do as much as you can, or else it's going to take a pretty long time to turn, because the tuning gears only turn the string a little bit at a time. You're going to eventually make sure that it goes in the nut at the first string hole, and you're going to keep turning until that string is nice and tight. Once it's tight, you can take off the clip, and you should be able to start hearing it make sound. Now you don't really need to worry about tuning it just yet. We're going to just make sure that we get to a point where all of the strings are tight on the ukulele. The next string we're going to do is actually the thickest string in your bunch. So you're going to find the one that's absolutely the thickest. So you're going to put the string through the hole of your bridge or the groove on your bridge if you have that type of one. In this case, my string is a little stuck, so I'm taking my screwdriver and just helping it go over the saddle, and then I'm pulling. Once I get there, I'm once again going to be clipping the fretboard, holding the ukulele string. That's going to be my placeholder. And now, if you're on the second string over, you're going to do the top gear right here. So once again, you're going to find the hole in your gear. You're going to put the string so there's a good amount out. And then you're going to start winding it around with your hand like this. It's really important to hold the extra part of the string with your free hand and then turn it around with your other one. It might pop off like this. See, I just made it pop off. That's okay. You just have to go lower the next time you do it. And it might take a couple of tries, you know, especially with the thick string. It's a little tricky of a job, but you're going to get it. If it pops off, you know, shake it out. Try it again. So once you get to a point where it's kind of really hard to keep moving, that's when you start using your tuner now. See what I did? I switched from using the extra. I put my thumb on the part where the string is. That way nothing pops up. If yours pop up, put your thumb on a different area. And you're going to start turning it up so it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. As it's getting tight, I keep checking my string and making sure that it's in the second groove of the nut right here. And I'm going to keep turning, turning, turning until eventually the string is enough that I can take the clip off, and I can eventually take my hand off and the string stays. Again, we don't need to tune it just yet. We just want it tight enough that it makes some sound. All right, up next is your next thick string. So you're gonna find your next thick string for the middle. You're gonna put your string in the hole or in the groove. If it gets a little stuck in the bridge, that's okay. Use your screwdriver and push it up so that you can pull it with your hand, just like that. I'm gonna take my clip, and this time, since I'm on the left-hand side of my ukulele, I'm gonna clip the left-hand side of my fretboard, just like this. So my clip is holding my string in place so that I could be hands-free. I'm gonna take the string, and for the middle string, I'm gonna go to the top gear. I'm gonna put it through the hole. Have some extra with my hand holding the extra, and now my free hand is gonna be wrapping it around the string, just like this. Part of the string, because if I don't, watch what happens. See how it pops up? So I'm gonna hold the extra part. My finger is now on the loose end, and I'm gonna start moving the peg, just like that. Might take a little while, that's okay. These gears are designed to turn it slowly, and the reason why we actually want it to turn really slowly is if you turn a string too fast, the string can break. So these gears are designed to turn really slowly so that the string doesn't break when we go to tune it. So once I get to a part where it's pretty tight, I make sure that it's in the third groove of the nut, and I can take my clip off. Keep winding it so that it's tight enough to make a noise. It's not quite ready yet, but I don't have to tune it. We'll do that at the end. And there we go, it's tight enough. All right, one more string to go, you got this. Once again, we're gonna put the string in either the groove or the hole of the bridge. This time we're working on the thinnest string because we're using the outside string. If it gets stuck, use your screwdriver to pull it up. Just like that. Pull it over the saddle. And put a clip on. I like to put it on the left-hand side because I'm working on the left hand of the uke. Whatever works for you is okay. You're going to put it in this bottom gear, the only one we haven't used yet. Put it through the hole. Make sure there's extra sticking out, which you hold with your free hand. We're going to start turning it over the tuning gear. Once it gets too tight for you to do it by yourself, you're going to hold the extra with your finger like this and start turning it. So you see what happens? I was turning it and my string just popped up. That's okay, that happens. It's annoying, but it happens. You're gonna start the process again if that happens. So turn, turn, turn. Turn over the tuning gear. And then I'm gonna put my finger down so that hopefully it doesn't pop up again, but if it does, I'll be ready. So now you've strung your ukulele. You have all your strings tight enough to at least make sound. That's okay if it doesn't make a tuned sound. It makes a sound. We are going to tune it. We're going to leave this extra here for now. Eventually you can cut them off, but we're going to leave it until we have it nice and tuned. After you tune, which is going to be a separate video, you can cut your strings, the extras on the string, so there's not this much going on, but leave about an inch. So leave about that much so you can cut off the rest. That way you have some extra string to work with as it stretches out, but you don't have too much string so that it's stretching out past the instrument like this. You can give it a little bit of a string cut or haircut, right? Good luck.